What is going on, you guys? This is TechHD, and we're going to be taking a look at the INKEE Gold Crow GC60. This is a bicolor. This is the X version. So this is a bicolor, super portable, super lightweight, really small COB light, and it has a bonus mount support. So I'm super excited about that. But it has a battery built into the light itself, so no need for MPF batteries, V-mount batteries, anything like that. So I want to see how well this actually performs in a real world scenario, like for a photo shoot or for a video shoot. I want to see how the portability is, how it stacks up as far as lighting performance, battery life, and then all the features that it has. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below after this video, and let's get started. So taking a look at what it all comes with, we got the charging brick that supports up to 100 watts, a USB-C to C cable, a Type-C European plug adapter, a short USB-A to C cable. This could be used for updating the firmware of the light. Next is a lampshade, some documentations, a soft carrying bag, the handle, and lastly the GC60 itself. Installing the lampshade is very easy. You just place it in the mount and use the lever to lock it in place. The light also has 4 threads with dowel pinholes to prevent it from getting loose, and you can attach the handle however way you want, and you can adjust the angle as well. And there is a hole in the bottom with a screw to attach onto a C-stand and secure with the screw. The lampshade mount could be adjusted and turned into a bones mount, so you have a ton of support to mount it onto any kind of softbox, and I love the fact that there's no add-on accessory needed to turn it into a bones mount. It just built right in. Taking a look at the size, in comparison, the GC60 is super slim and compact, even with the handle that could be folded. I also have a Sakani X60 light, and even though it's very compact compared to most COB lights, it's still on the thicker side, making it harder to travel with. And to make it portable, you need to purchase their accessory to use 2 MPF batteries with a D-tap to AC cable, and you would still need to purchase a handle in order to hold the light and the batteries, so it's much more of a clunkier option. Then there is the Leashway Focus 150D, which is my 150 watt COB light, and this light is just massive and heavy and not at all portable, so that is out of the picture. So the INKEE GC60 looks to be the best option when it comes to portability and size, and the way it uses power. It's so compact, I can even fit it in my Manfrotto camera bag with my medium format camera, a couple of lenses, and some accessories with no problem whatsoever. Now, take a look at the controls of the light. You have a control ring on the back of the light, and that's how you'll be able to control everything. The light has a safety transport feature, so it won't accidentally turn on when you're flying or just traveling, and you could board with this light with the built-in battery. To unlock the light, you need to turn the control ring multiple times until the line fills up, and then you have access to the controls. From there, you can control the brightness all the way from 0 to 100%. You can also adjust the ring slowly to go up one at a time, or turn the ring fast to skip through the percentage. Now, turning the ring halfway to the right, that's when you could control your color temperature, and you could go all the way from 2700 to 6500 Kelvin. Turning the ring halfway to the left, you have some of the special effects, like M2 through 4 is a blinking effect and you're just changing the speed. M5 through 7 is the lightning effect and you're changing the speed of that as well. M8 is a bad TV screen, M9 is a bad light bulb effect, M10 is SOS, and M11 is a camera flash, and lastly M12 are police lights. On the screen of the light, you can see on the top bar the battery percentage, the battery voltage, the temperature when it's charging, but that's normally showing the remaining runtime, so when you're not plugged in, which is really nice. In the middle, you have the current working mode, brightness, color temperature, the mode you're in, if you're connected to your phone through Bluetooth, the lamp temperature again, and finally the fan speed, green meaning normal and yellow indicating it's in turbo mode. On the bottom, you have a USB-C indicator, the I/O power, voltage, and current that it's getting. The light itself is very bright. It's a 60 watt lamp which can be overclocked to 90 watts and has a CRI of 95 and then TLCI of 96. In low light, it has no problem lighting the scene, and I'll show you guys example pictures later in the video. Now, taking a look at the app, you could pretty much control everything from the phone, like your brightness, of course, your color temperature from 2700 to 6500 Kelvin, your fan speed, enabling and disabling the overclocking mode, and lastly, using the special effects. This is all great if you have this on a high up C-stand, or if you have this set up on some place that you can't reach, and you can easily turn on the light and adjust everything to your liking straight from your phone. Alright you guys, so now what I want to do is I want to show you guys an example using it as a video source with the GC60. This is mounted on a C-stand with a beauty dish with some grids, and this is the only light source that is pretty much hitting me as a one light source. I have some other practical lights behind me, but for the most part that is the one light source I'm using. Just to give you guys a little bit of a reference, I'm using a medium format camera, but still really good as far as that goes if you guys have a full frame or not. And this is set to ISO 200 at a f1.7 lens, and so I have this set to 100% as far as brightness goes, 5600 kelvins. I can also control it from the phone like I told you guys before, and pretty much from here I could change the color temperature. I go all the way to 65. I could do 27 to give you guys an example that I do have control. And I do have the fan mode set to the highest so that it doesn't overheat. And then I could do even the overclocking mode to go from 100% to 150. So even from there, it might get a little bit brighter, but for the most part, everything looks good. And of course, if I were to bring this to 0, you guys would see that this is the only light source that is hitting me, and bringing it all the way back to 100%. And this is about 2 or 3 feet away from me and right next to the camera. So just to give you guys a reference, that is what I'm using as a light source. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, if this is really good or not, if I need more lighting, if you guys think that I need more lighting. I think at this point you get 1 or 2 of these, and just the portability and the fact that I could just have this on a regular light stand or a C-stand, not even a C-stand necessarily, but a regular light stand will be really good and super portable. No need for a V-mount battery, no need for NPF batteries, no need to have this plugged into the wall or anything like that. It's just right there. You add your softbox or you add your lantern and you are pretty much set, and it's super portable as well. Alright you guys, so for this setup I swapped out the beauty dish with the lantern softbox, and so let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I like this one because it highlights me more while keeping there a little bit of contrast and shadows, making it still pretty cinematic. I still have the brightness set all the way to 100%. Now in the camera settings, since it lights me up more, I'm able to bring my ISO down, which makes it a cleaner image for those of you guys that are familiar with camera settings. And so my ISO was at 200, now it's at 100, which is the lowest setting on this camera. Still using an f1.7 to let in a lot more light, and still with my shutter speed at 60 because I'm shooting at 30 FPS. But yeah, I am setting this to 100%. This is at 5600. I could overclock it and do 150%. I don't personally see so much of a difference as far as that goes, and the fan is set to high so that it doesn't overheat. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, if you prefer this setting or if you prefer the one with the beauty dish with the grids on it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But overall, the setup itself is so neat and tidy and organized and very simple, and I could just easily remove this off of the C-stand or a regular light stand, and I could be really portable and just be handheld on the go when it comes to photography. And that is the next thing I'm going to be showing you guys. So one of the major things I really like about the GC60 is how small, compact, and portable it is. And so one of the major things I wanted to try out is mounting this on top of my camera's hot shoe. And so I am using a small rig hot shoe, and with that I have it screwed onto the light itself, and I have the lantern softbox, and it is aiming upwards and it is set to 100%. I can't have it be aiming straight because it's going to be getting in the way of the lens. And so pretty much this is the setup. I'm not using a C-stand, no light stand, nothing like that. And so if I want to be really portable, I just have it like this, exactly like this. And so let me know what you guys think down in the comments below as far as this setup goes. Like I said, camera, regular tripod. I got the light. I'm gonna show you guys some b-roll. I got the light on a hot shoe of the small rig, and then I have a lantern aiming upwards. So yeah, let me know what you guys think as far as this lighting condition, this setup. And so now this is honestly insane. So if I want to be super portable, I want to take very little gear, this is what I would go with. So we tried this out in a really dark scenario to really put the light to the test, and I'm using the handle to hold the light, of course, and I am using a 25-inch beauty dish without the grid, and it worked really well with lighting up the model, and we didn't even need to use this at 100%. 30 to 50% was plenty for this scenario, and just for context, we used the new Fujifilm GFX 100 II medium format camera with the 55mm f1.7 lens, so it lets in a ton of light and really gives that shallow depth of field. But let us know what you guys think of the pictures down in the comments below. So I overall have loved using the INKEE GC60. It has been fantastic when it comes to traveling and the portability, and just being able to pack this in a camera bag with the handle is insane, and the battery built in makes the shoot so much easier. No more needing to have an adapter to use Sony NPF batteries like how I need to do with my Sokani light. No need to use V-mount batteries, and no need to connect NPF batteries directly on the light, increasing the weight. Just charge the light before you use it with a USB-C with the included 100-watt power brick, and you are all set to go. You can also use a portable battery bank if you're low on juice through the USB-C. I've had the runtime be a little over an hour and a half on 100%, so that's plenty of time for me in my work. I also love the fact that I can use the handle for not only holding the light during a portable video shoot or a photo shoot like the way that I showed you guys, but it can also be mounted on a C-stand, and you can angle the light however way you need to, which is really nice. You can also purchase more of these, daisy chain them with the threads around the light, and have a huge light source. The light source is also bright enough for most situations, both indoors and outdoors. I personally haven't had any problems with the light not being bright enough, and I also love the fact that it has a Bowens mount support built right into the light, not needing to have any accessory and making the light bigger or forgetting the accessory. Now, controlling the light brightness, color temperature, and modes is very easy on the light itself, and even using the app is very simplified and connects right away, and you can control everything directly on the phone. I've had no problems connecting my phone to the light. It just works every time. Now, of course, this light isn't perfect, so getting into the cons, the light itself is waterproof, which is really nice to see, but the USB port to charge it is not, and it comes with this little cover, but it's so small, and I will definitely lose this eventually. It has these two little holes in it and a hole on the top, and so I'm thinking about finding a string to have it be connected together so I don't lose the cover, but I wish INKEE provided that. Not a major con, just something to be aware about. The second thing is the way that the light holds the softbox when using the Bowens mount. It uses this little lever to lock onto the mount, preventing it from falling off, which is really nice, but the other two do not have that. So what happens is it makes the diffuser wiggly and not fully secured. I would love for all three of them to have this little lever and be fully secured in place. Lastly, when I use the light at 100% when using the standard fan speed, after about 10 minutes or so, the light would automatically dim or turn off, and I'm guessing that's due to overheating, because when I set the fan speed to turbo, I have no problems. But when having the fan speed always on turbo mode, it will decrease the runtime and increase the fan noise. It's not a drastic difference in noise, but it's definitely audible, and there's no way to change the fan speed on the light itself. That has to be done through the app. Overall, I love using the INKEE GC60. This will be my go-to light when I need to travel for a shoot and I want a lightweight setup. This is the bi-color light option, which is going for around $300. Let me know what you guys think of the light. If you do have any questions or concerns, please let me know down in the comments below, and everything will be linked down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so that you guys can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. As always, TechHD. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!